Yo, yo, yo! Unless you have been living under the rock, you have definitely heard of word Web3. But what does it mean? If you do not know what does it mean, after this video, you will. This is Web2, but there's a problem. There's a huge problem. Web3 says Web2 companies, Web2 products are doing two things at the same time, which gives them immense power. But I'll not tell you what Web3 is. I'll call a friend of mine. Spidey! Who better person to tell you about Web3? It's my job today to tell you about Web3. Web3? 3? Where are 1 and 2? First we'll learn about 1, then 2, and then we'll come to 3. Web 1. What is Web 1? To understand this, imagine yourself in the time when there was no internet.
Allison, can you explain what internet is?
To do something, you have to step out of your home, do something, get back in your home. Let's take an example of a bookshop. You want to buy a book. How do you do it? Maybe you get newspaper in which you read about the book. You may be reading a review. Then you go out to a bookstore, you buy the book, you come back home. Now suppose that bookstore is closed. You have to find another bookstore. How will you do it? You will ask around. Or maybe you will see some advertisements like posters stuck on the wall. You will see the directions on the posters. You will go to that new bookstore. You will find the book. You will buy the book and you will be back home. This is the world before web. Any web. 1 to any web. Web 1 allowed people to create something called websites. But these websites were very low fidelity websites. All you could do on your website was inform somebody about your business or about yourself. So let's stick with the same example of a bookshop. Now the web has arrived. So this bookshop, your favorite bookshop, has a website now. They say, I'll tell my opening hours, my closing hours, my directions, and all the books that we have. So if you want to come to us, you can first check the website. You can see if we have this book, and you can accordingly come at the right time on the right day to us. It's all fine. It's fantastic because this website solves a very important problem, which is the information gap between the bookstore and you. But websites are information only. The information can only flow from this business, which is a bookshop, to you, who is a customer. There's only one-way flow of the information, and this was Web 1, where the information was one way only and websites were not interactive, they were only informational. Then came Web 2. With Web 2, with improvement in web technologies, what happened was the information started flowing the other way around as well. Now this bookstore became Amazon. So you could not only check inventory, closing hours, opening hours. This bookstore was open 24/7. You do not have to just read about the books that this bookstore has and then go out and purchase it yourself. You could place the entire order on the website itself and the book would arrive at your doorstep in next few days. The website became the business. Now the information was flowing from website to you, from businesses to you, and from you to businesses. And this was a great achievement because this unlocked a lot of opportunities. Businesses had a physical presence and businesses also had a digital presence. And this was phenomenal. But then there came a one point which transformed almost everything. The Web 2 saw its pinnacle at this thing. When makers of Web 2 realized that information should not just be limited to flowing between business to customer and customer to business, but also could be flowed between one customer to another customer, from one user to another user. And this evolved into something that we now know as platforms of user-generated content. Example, YouTube. This video. This very platform that you're looking at. I am a user of YouTube. I create some video. You are a user of YouTube. You are watching this video. And YouTube is just a glue that brings me to you. YouTube is just a glue that brings me to you. But the content on YouTube does not produce content. Content is produced by the users of YouTube, are watched by the users of YouTube. YouTube is only the glue. This is Web 2. Because in Web 2, it gave rise to something we call platforms. Platforms are only the glue. Facebook, Twitter, all the big companies of Web 2, all they do is they provide you the platform, but the valuable creation is done by the users of the platform and the valuable consumption on the platform is done by users of the platform. This is Web 2, but there's a problem. There's a huge problem. Again, Let's take this example. It's my video, you are watching, but is it really my video? Can YouTube take it down? Can YouTube suspend my account? Can YouTube remove all of my subscribers? By the way, if you have not subscribed, please do. Can YouTube do all of it? Yes, they can. Yes, they can, but so really, do I own my content? I know I have a channel. I control this channel, but do I own this channel? No. Suppose if YouTube decides one day that my channel is not worthy of their platform, can they delist me? Yes, they can. But can I take all of my content, all of my subscribers to another platform and resume my journey? Is it possible? No. This is the limitation of Web 2. Even though you, as the user of the platform, are creating the value on the platform, and somebody else who is a user of the platform is consuming the value on the platform, nobody of these two parties own the valuable content that has been created. And this is what Web 3 fixes. To go into details of Web 3, I'll have to get somebody's help. So I'll have to get something TTD. I have to get TTD. If you do not know TTD, you need to watch my first video. I have to get thoughts transmission device. Just give me a second, I'll be right back. Alright, I am ready. I've just borrowed Mohit's white colored blackboard. Somehow he's so proud of the joke. Lame. But let's get started. Let's understand the structure of a Web 2 product. These products that I'm going to tell you about are the pinnacle of what Web 2 allows you to do. So, imagine a Web 2 platform. Take Facebook or take YouTube, take any example. So there is a user. Usually this is user. This user is a friend of another user. This user maybe posts some picture. This user likes this photo. This user is following another user, maybe C. This user has a store which has multiple products. This user is buying these products and then leaving review, and then there's a review that this user left about this product. So this is the graph. These are all the things and connections on a platform. These are the things which are not created by the platform. These are the things that this platform allows users to create. For example, YouTube. On YouTube, these are all of us. Some are creators, some are consumers. These are the YouTube videos, these are the photos, these are the comments, everything. Take for Facebook, for example. These are friends, these are your friends, these are the people you follow, these are the photos that they upload, these are the stores that they open. This is what happens in a typical Web 2 product. There are things and some connections between the things. Platform does not create these things, but platform owns these things. Now, there's one important point of this Web 2 product, which is they give you a tool like a window to view these things and connections on their platform. Usually, this window looks like this. In almost all the cases, this window has very similar structure. For Facebook, this becomes Facebook feed. For Twitter, this becomes timeline. For YouTube, this becomes your homepage. Like it's almost the same every time. This is what a typical Web 2 product looks like. A Web 2 platform gives you tools to create these important valuable content on the platform, which you create but they own, and then they give you a tool like a window to peek into these things and these connections. So in summary, a platform is made up of two things. Things plus a window. In case of Web 2, the platform was owning things as well as the window. And if they somehow decide that your thing or your connections do not adhere or do not respect or do not believe or do not belong to this platform, they'll just throw you out. You do not own these things even though you create these things. But that was not always the case. Take example of Google. Google is a window into the internet. All the websites that are out there. Google is a window. Looks very similar to this. Google is a window to all the websites, but Google does not own these things. Google does not create these things. Google did not create the tools that help you create these things. Anybody can create a website, put it out there on the internet, and Google will just track this graph and will give you a window to peek into all the websites of the world. Another example, emails. Your inbox, your window is the inbox, and the things in it are the emails and the people that you communicate with. If you have a mailbox, then you could be using Gmail or Yahoo or any email client. But if you own your mailbox, nobody can throw you out. You actually own your emails. You can actually host an email server on a server that you own. You can put a computer at your home, make it an email server and put all your emails over there. Nobody can throw you out. That was the beauty of Web 2 earlier. But when the company started controlling the things that are created on the platform, the downfall began. Web 3 is solving this. Web 3 says products should only be the windows into something, but the things that they're windows to should be owned, really owned and controlled by the creators themselves. So this is what Web 3 does. Web 3 gives you tools. Web 3 gives you tools to really own something. You can own the things that you want to create on the internet. And these other companies should only be the windows. So this becomes a Web 3 tool, which we usually call a client or a portal. This Web 3 client or portal is a window into things that are available on the Web 3 world. But the things itself are controlled by something that we call Web 3 protocols. So Web 3 actually just gives you technology. Web 3 gives you technology to build companies where the tools are open, accessible to everybody, nobody controls them, and if you use these tools, you create something that you own because you are using the protocol. Web 2 protocol, HTTP, nobody controls HTTP, nobody can throw you out of HTTP. Similar protocols, but to create things and connections between these things. And the client, the experience, the user experience will be divided into something that we call window into this experience. So this is what Web 3 allows you to do, and this is what Web 3 is. Web 3 says Web 2 companies, Web 2 products are doing two things at the same time, which gives them immense power. Even though the power, the value on the platform is created by somebody else, they do not take any participate in the upside. This YouTube, I do not monetize my YouTube videos for the very simple reason that I want education to be totally free. I do not want to make any money out of education, but YouTube will definitely show an ad before it. They want to make money of my content because I am on their platform, because you are on their platform, because we are interacting on their platform. This is what Web 3 says. If you own something, you control the experience, you control everything. If there's an upside, you get the upside. If there's a downside, you get the downside. Facebook is making billions of dollars per year, but the users who create all the value on the platform gets nothing except some fake currency, likes, shares. Good for dopamine, but bad for everything else. So guys, this is Web 3. This is how it works. This is what really is happening. This is all the fuss is about. And for the ending, I'll get your original guy back. Mohit! Hey! How was it? I was watching it from the sidelines. I kind of enjoyed it. So it took a lot of efforts to get this Spidey guy, but finally he was here. How do you like this introduction video about Web 3? If you liked it, please do like, share, subscribe, all of these things. And if you have any more follow-up questions, do leave them in the comments. I just go back and watch all the videos. I answer all the questions that are there in my comments because it's such a tiny channel. I can afford to answer all of it. So please do leave a comment. And if you do not have any question, just leave your favorite emoji in the comment section so that I can know how did you feel about it. This is what Web 3.
This is green logo.
Action! It's not content, it's content. Content is when you are satisfied, but content is... my director is laughing because she just corrected me before this video.